Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the Passion to Profits Masterclass. And I'm so excited to share with you guys. We are going to be elaborating on all of the beautiful, juicy things that we went over in day 1. So if you missed day 1, hop in, catch the replay. It is absolutely beautiful. You can find it either in the group or in your emails. Check your email if you signed up. So let me know in the comments when you hop on, let me know that you are here. What are you passionate about? Did you do the homework from last night? And what questions do you have that came up for you? What questions do you have about the homework that we did? And we're going to do a little bit of a review as well on the homework that we had from last night. If you are brand new on here, hello, my name is Val Nichols. I am a business coach for heart-centered, purpose-driven entrepreneurs, AKA the entrepreneurs who get shiny thing syndrome. I do work with a lot of ADHD and neurodiverse entrepreneurs, and I am here to help you to build your beautiful passion into a gorgeous, amazing profit. Passion to profits. This is day 2. Super exciting. So to recap with you guys, on day 1, we talked about the 3 pillars of turning your passion into wild profits. All right, so in our passion to profits, there were 3 pillars we talked about yesterday. We talked about passion, skill, and need. So passion, skill, and need. For example, your passion is, let's say your passion is gardening. Give me some examples, you guys, when you come on. Gardening, change that to black. Let's say your passion could be helping other people. Maybe you're passionate about helping others. Maybe it's helping other people, right? Maybe it is you want to make a difference in the world. And you guys, this is really important that we do this piece because this is the foundation that we're going to build everything else on. So maybe it's making a difference in the world. It could be that you are passionate about making money. That's one of my hobbies. I don't know about you guys, but I love making money. We're making money. And then perhaps your passion is also to be, let's say it's to be creative. Creativity could be a passion of yours. So when we look at that category of all the things that you are passionate about, gardening, helping others, making a difference in the world, making money, building other people up and encouraging them, and perhaps that is creativity as well. And so as we look at the 3-pillar piece, then, really take some time to look on this is like, what is your passion? And then what we're going to look at next is skill. What is your skill? And I know that we did cover this a little bit more in detail yesterday, so please do feel free to go back if you missed that piece. But now what is your skill? What are you good at? What are the things that could come naturally to you? Maybe people are giving you compliments on, they're saying, oh my goodness, you're so good at this. Let's say, for example, Miss Mama K is on here. Maybe she's good at organizing. She's great at organization. Teresa, maybe, you're really good at connecting with other moms who have special need kids. It could be, what is a skill that you have? Could be you're creative. Maybe the skill is that you share big ideas. Then as we look at these 2 categories, your passion and your skill, and they don't have to necessarily make sense right now in this moment. Trust me, it will make sense when all this gathered together. So when we talk about that, we're also going to look at the need. What is the need? Better access to high-speed internet. Maybe the world needs ways to, looking at some of my people here in the VIP, ways to access great hikes. The world needs, when you think about in a global aspect, they need to have a clean, beautiful. And so when you take a look at these categories, I know I lost my other pillars here, but when you look at your passion, your skill, and your need, the cool thing about this is that you can actually look at, what are the pieces in different categories, your passion, your skill, and your need, and how they are working together. So if someone from VIP, maybe Matt, what is your passion? What did you get in your category?
Oh yeah, I didn't know if I was supposed to type it or say it, but yeah, mine was hiking in the outdoors.
Outdoors. Perfect. And then hiking, outdoors, what else are you passionate about?
Those were my two big ones. So yeah, I have to think about it a little more.
What about your skills?
I guess I can be a creative problem solver at times. So that's what I enjoy doing.
I could see that you are innovative. So if we look at this is just an example. If we take your passion, your skill, and the need of the world, right? Matt's is kind of easy because it's like, okay, hiking, creative problem solver. And then if the world needs access to great hikes, right? And if we take any category, and this is for all of us to do, if you have not done this worksheet yet, please do. This is the foundation piece of it. And I will send you guys a worksheet in the VIP session here. But, take a look at these different pieces. And even though sometimes it may not make sense when you talk about your passion, your skill, and your needs, but really the way that I want us to start thinking about and like really churning in is that we can take anything that we're passionate about and create a profit from it. Like you could look at this and go, okay, Matt loves hiking. He loves the outdoors. He's a problem solver. And he has created a clothing line of incredible outdoor gear. He's playing around some different prototypes that will help people like me who are prone to blisters and love to hike. And so, he's created this profit out of this passion. He could also, let's say, we talked yesterday about trends versus trending. What's trending in the world? People want easier access. They want to be able to just pull their phone out and find something. So let's say we were carving out a new piece for Matt here. We could say, hey, people want to have access to great hikes. And yeah, we have all trails, we have all these different things, but if Matt could carve himself out as like the guy, and there was like a Matthew rating, right? Like maybe it's the Matt rating. Is this hike Matt approved? What is the difficulty level? What is the rating level? What gear is he suggesting we take with us? Because there actually are apps like that make great money. There's the one Udin, UDIN is one that people can scan their makeup and their products. And if it's Udin approved, it's a big deal for a lot of people who know what that is. There's also a guy named Bobby who, if it's Bobby approved, people will buy that product. I just experienced that when I was up in the greater Seattle area marketing for one of my clients. And I had several people pull their phone out and go, oh, it's Bobby approved. I'm in. Give me the case. I'm buying it. And so, there's a lot of ways we can really think outside of the box, especially in this new economy, especially in the global market that we have. And so for each one of you, if you're watching here on VIP, if you're in the Facebook group, let me know a couple of those things that, when you look across your three different columns, how can you creatively, innovatively come up with a way to make money? And this does not have to be the end all thing, because as you expand and grow, more will be revealed, right? So let's say if we were a different passion, skill, and need, could be, your passion is to bring awareness to mental health. What's your skill? You're really great with people one-on-one. What's the need that the world needs? More access to mental health and conversation. So, and think about that creative way we can do. And it can be anything, really, if we think outside the box. And something I often do is I will have people do those 3 categories. I'll have my clients write out 3 categories of like 10 to 15 things that they have. And I'll literally say, okay, pick a random one, pick 4, 5, and 7. And we're going to take your 4th passion, your 5th skill, and the 7th need, and we're going to create a product. What is someone going to pay you for? And if you think creatively, just like I shared yesterday that, like eBay was built because a guy wanted to help his girlfriend with her Pez collection. And if you think about things like, I get in these Ubers and stuff, and I'm like, man, when I was a kid, my mom told me not to get in a car with a stranger. Now there's an app where I pay a stranger to drive me. What? Right? Like this world, we are in such an exciting, opportune time where you can take anything you're passionate about and create it into profit. So when we look at our Venn diagram, right, like our Venn diagram of our passion, our skill, and that the need that the world has, we have a beautiful picture of how we get to create that beautiful profitability. And that's right there in the center where everything overlaps. And a lot of times, the reason why I really want to press into this is a lot of times it can be really easy to chase after money, right? It can be easy to chase after the thing that we feel like we should be doing. And since I know a lot of my audience is neurodiverse, or we're very creative, multi-passionate entrepreneurs, we want to make sure that we're doing something that is in the middle of our sweet spot. And the reason why that's so important is because burnout, right? We just got a big conversation today on my Clubhouse about ADHD and burnout in general. How, if we don't have that passion behind us, that we're not going to have the drive to see it into longevity. And that's when we start giving up. Maybe we get into burnout, or we just want to like throw our hands up in the air and say, forget it. I'm just going to scrap it and go to something shiny. So the beautiful balance of when we're talking about turning our passion into profits is looking at the passion, the skill, and the needs of our audience. Now, we're going to talk about our brand archetypes. So the reason why it's so important for us to first look at the foundation of what kind of company do we want? How do we want to turn that passion into profits? Because of the fact that, when we're talking about building our brand, building our product, there is a lot of it that because people want to buy from people, right? They want to buy from a human level. Our brand, whether if it's ourselves, if you are Val Nichols coaching, if you are Mirror Tech Consulting, if you are, whatever your brand is, if you are the Amazon, whatever you are, you have a brand archetype that also has its own feel and personality. So let's go over those different archetypes. And I would love for you guys to share with me in the comments, which one are you recognizing to be your brand archetype? So there's 12 different types of archetypes. We have the innocent. This is a brand like the Honest Brand Company or Pampers. They're innocent. The goal is to be happy. This is going to be the joyful brand, the brand that's fun. We have our everyday guy and gal that your goal is to belong and connect. This is the type of brand that's maybe like Hanes, like Hanes is just one of those really fun brands that, it's the everyday type of person. We have our hero. Their goal is to help the world. The rebel, I'm laughing because I'm like, I know which ones I am. The rebel is to stand out and to stand up against the status quo, right? They're the ones questioning. They're the, journalist may be a rebel, or someone who's willing to stand out. I see someone like Taylor Swift. She's a little bit of the innocent, the everyday gal, and the rebel. She's a little bit of all of those archetypes. The creative, we talked about that. The creative is the one who wants to create something new and meaningful. You might see a lot of color, a lot of innovation. Think about like Apple is definitely the creative. They kind of stand out as always being innovating and creating new products. The ruler, this is the person or the brand vibe that wants to be to control, to rule, to create order, right? You might see a lot of tech companies that are like, look, we're going to take chaos and we're going to create order. You could also see someone like an organizational company. I have one client who does a lot of organization in companies, like their bookkeeping, getting their books together. That's kind of a ruler. She's going to take chaos and things that don't make sense and create order. The magician is the one who wants to make your dreams come true, right? Disney, the magical brand of Disneyland, Disney World, they're the magicians. We have the lover. They want to create intimacy, inspire, and create love. That's someone like, let's say Victoria's Secrets. They're the lovers. They want to create that intimacy. They want to create love. They want to create unattainable, unrealistic goals, right? The explorer. This is the person who wants to explore new things, new experiences. This could be a brand like Jeep. Jeep is the explorer. They want to go, go into new territory, create new things, be the explorer, be the adventure brand. We have the caregiver. Their goal is to care for others, right? Band-Aid. Most medical clinics, they're going to care for you. The jester, their goal is to bring joy to the world. I think about our girl, Jocelyn, who is a comedian. She's the jester. She's bringing joy to the world. She's bringing, laughter, and she's bringing joy into the situations that she's in. And then we have the sage. Their goal is to bring wisdom and insight. Wisdom and insight. So this could be a brand like Google, right? They want to bring wisdom and insight to the world. They want to, have their algorithms in such a way that they're creating the most sought after brands, the most sought after companies. And, you've got to kind of play their game in order to be ranked in their system, because they are the sage. They are the wise one. Teresa's saying she's the caregiver. Yes, I was going to say you definitely, it's interesting because this work is so much in alignment with who we are as a person, and we get to bring that forward as a brand. Sometimes the brand we have does represent something a little different than who we are, but then we get to play up to that and attract the people who we are, through our characteristics. So which of these 12 do you think you are? But what are the characteristics of your brands, and how can you embody that in building your passion to profits? Do you guys have any questions or thoughts about that? Matthew says he's the explorer, the creative, and a little rebel. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. I agree. The explorer, the creative, and a little rebel. And this is perfect because when we talk about going in, creating our passion into profits, so often, people get really confused, and we're going to go a lot more into marketing and social media strategy and how to market your business tomorrow in day 3. But, when we talk about how do I actually what is my brand voice? How do I represent this product or service? How do I put it out there in the world? And there's a big difference between marketing and sales, right? There's a big difference between marketing and sales. And so when we're marketing ourselves, we often want to look at, what are these 3 things that we are representing, and how do we show that to the world, right? So if you're the explorer, the creative, and the rebel, and I think Matt already does an amazing job doing this, his company is an outdoor brand. He has a lot of really cute, comfortable clothing. And so it's showing that this is a lifestyle brand that you can hike in, you can explore in. It's very creative. The logo is awesome. The colors are fun. The fabric is great. And a little bit of a rebel, right? You're going against the status quo. We're not the REI. We're the real life brand. And so when you look at those pieces, the caregiver, if you're the caregiver, how do you show that? Or are you showing that in the way you're showing up in your brand, in representing? Because if we are throwing spaghetti against the wall, random stuff out there, which I see all the time, it's not going to make sense. And so if we're thinking about, if you guys are using social media or any type of, advertising or any type of marketing, customer facing you're putting out there in the world, you want to make sure that it's making sense to people. Because if you're the explorer, the creative, the rebel, oh, and I'm also the caregiver, oh, and I'm also the jester, and I'm also this, people are going to start getting confused. I've noticed this when I try and do funny content. It doesn't really go well. It's been okay on TikTok. And I'm actually a really funny person. I think I hang out with myself all the time. But whenever I put out joking, funny content, it doesn't really, my audience doesn't quite, I don't think they quite get that piece of me, which is okay. It's fine. But, I've got to stay on my brand. I've got to stay in showing people this is my passion. This is my skill. This is what the need is. And then also using my brand archetype. Is that making sense, you guys? I'll check in and see if there's any questions or comments. So next we're going to talk about building the brand. I will tell you until the end of all times, build a brand, build a brand, build a brand. building a brand based on these things we've talked about so far, based on the skill, that your passion, your skill, and the need of the world or the need of your audience. And then based on your brand archetype, building a brand will make the biggest difference between someone saying, I need a business coach, I'm ready to grow my business, and I need Val Nichols. You want people to say, I need you, that you are the go-to person. And when you build a brand, opportunities open to you that you would never believe, right? Like I consult with nationwide companies such as Google. Right now I'm consulting with a company called Your Bay. They sought me out because I have a brand and I have a reputation, right? I get brand deals a lot. I get a lot of, just opportunities that I would not get if I was just another business coach out there in the world. And there's a lot, it's a very saturated market. But when you build a brand, you want to look at, okay, so create engaging content, number one. And we'll get more into this tomorrow. This is going to be an overview as well. When you want to create your engaging content based on the pillars of information that we've gained so far, right? So that's why it's so important for us to do this work, to get the pillars of information, to put in the little bit of work it's going to take. Because now when you look at your engaging content, your content is a great way to build your brand's visibility, to establish a connection with your target audience, and to create content that is interesting, relevant, and valuable to your target audience. And if we're throwing random stuff against the wall, we're just throwing, this content out one day, we're talking about our love of soccer one day, and then the next day I'm talking about building a funnel for your sales system. And then the next day I'm talking about how I love to groom dogs, people are going to be really confused. And this is the biggest difference, if you're putting a lot of content out there and you're like, I'm not seeing the numbers, I'm not seeing, people are not following me, my engagement isn't going up, it's because people are confused. People are confused. I often talk about the 3 scroll method. You want people, when they land on your social media content, your website, whatever it is, it's going to take about 3 scrolls with their thumb. And if they don't see specifically that you're talking to them, they're going to keep going. They're going to keep scrolling. They're not going to follow you. They aren't going to care, and they're just going to move on. So you want to make sure that you're, and we have a whole strategy around this as well that I can get into tomorrow, but around your social media, your website, anything place that is customer facing, that they're immediately seeing what you do, what you're going to help them with, and how you're going to help them in that content. It now becomes your 24-hour sales page, which is a game changer, because that's when you start getting people inboxing you and they're like, I've read through all your content, I see what you do, I've read through your testimonials, I'm ready. And they can essentially go from a stranger that you've never even heard from to someone who's paying you, whatever pricing that you have. And that happens more than there are people watching your content that you don't even know about. I guarantee you there's people who are watching you that are waiting for the right opportunity. Oh no. Oh, yep. Mir says they're going to bounce. Absolutely they are. They're going to bounce right off your content. You want to develop a unique brand identity. And again, this is what we talked about. Make sure that your brand has a distinct look, a logo or slogan. I know Mama Kay has a super cute slogan that she just got trademarked. So have a unique slogan. This is how people identify your brand and make it instantly recognizable to customers. And so that can be anything from things you commonly say, like I commonly talk about completion energy, completion energy, getting in that completion energy, not just bouncing from thing to thing to thing, but finishing what you start, right? Because oftentimes we either have a million ideas and we're like an octopus reaching out there, stretching into the universe with all these different tentacles, or we're the type of people that can start something but not actually complete it. So one of the things that I talk about a lot is completion energy. I also talk about us rising together, because as the tide rises, as you rise, I rise, we rise together. These are like common things that people talk about. I've been also sloganed with Val Envy. And so, there's certain things that people will come up with, or you come up with in your brand, that you will be known for. Number 3 is focus on consistency. I cannot emphasize this enough. Some of you are going to hear this and take action, and your life and your business will change with this one key. Some of you will hear it and go, I don't know, it's hard, I'm busy, walk away. Some of you will hear it and go, and do nothing. Consistency is the key. Consistency is one of those things where if you can build, your quality and consistency, it'll create a beautiful, strong brand. And this is even to the point where, I don't care about algorithms. I don't. I stay up on them. I play the game because, I need to teach people how to do that in their businesses, but I don't care about algorithms. I don't care if Instagram's dead. I don't care if Facebook's dead. I don't care whatever, because we've built our own economy through being consistent. There was a time and place when I was showing up on Facebook Lives every single day, no matter what, and that changed my business. I went from being someone on Facebook with zero, I often wondered, how do I equate what I do in real life into the online space? Because I knew I was getting my clients in real life amazing results. I've had a business. I think I started my first business when I was 11. I have had, worked with companies all across the US, Nike, Lance Armstrong Foundation, small mom and pop shops, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. I've worked with real estate teams, but how do I equate that online? And so I decided I was going to show up every single day on a Facebook Live. I went live in my group, on my personal page, on my business page, every single day. Next thing I knew, my profits increased. I had a wait list. I had people that were just, like, how do I work with you? Not even asking about prices. And so being consistent is going to be the number one key for growth. And the reason why I emphasize this so much is I have people that say, okay, yeah, I'm committed, I'm going to do it. We figure out their why, we do the thing, and then they do it for like 2 days and they say, it's not working, Val. I'm not you. I can't go on Facebook. I can't just be like, and get all these clients. You don't need to be me. Okay, please don't be me. The world does not need another Val. In whatever way you show up, whether if that's posting every day, creating content that is focused on your audience, or even if you haven't figured out what is that thing yet, what is the product, what is the service, just start getting out there and start talking consistently about the thing you're passionate about. Whether you have a brand, a business, a product, a service or not, just start talking about it. Being consistent is going to change the game. It's going to create your own economy where now it doesn't matter what the algorithms are. A lot of people are freaking out because some tech agencies have been laying off a lot of people. What if this social media platform goes away? What if this one goes away? I say, you know what? It doesn't matter because I'll just go and recreate it somewhere else. I know a lot of us that are on here right now, I've met through Clubhouse. Great case in point. I came on Clubhouse to find out about being ADHD. When I got diagnosed 2 years ago, I was like, what do I do? I don't know where my people are. Where do I have it? And so I went from being a nobody on that platform. I took an entire month off in September of 2021. I was back east traveling and I took an entire month off, came back in October of 2021, played full out on that platform, went from being a nobody to an ADHD business coach and made $34,000 cash profit that month off of one platform that I went from zero to building a brand. Not to mention all the residual income that's come from that, where people were waiting to hire me. They were waiting for the right time. I've had 5 or 6, VIP private clients from that, not to mention who knows what else. And I say that not to impress you. I say that to impress upon you the fact that this consistency piece, showing up for your audience, people have to know they can trust you. We can't just try something for 2 minutes and be like, well, that didn't work, right? Just like, I'm big into fitness. I don't like necessarily talk about that a lot, in my business coaching, but like when I'm working out, I've got to go hit that gym, even when I don't feel like it. I go hit that gym 3-4 times a week because I like the endurance I have. I like the that I can eat whatever I want. I like that I feel healthy. I like that my mental health feels really good because I work out. I can't just go to the gym for 2 days and go, that didn't work. I don't have a six pack yet. And there's going to be days I don't want to show up. Believe me, there's days I'm literally dragging myself over there. And so there's going to be days in your business you don't want to show up. There's going to be days in your brand you don't want to show up. And just know that your consistency, however you play that out, is going to be one of the biggest pieces that will move the needle forward. And then number 4 is leverage your social media. You guys, I have built every single company I have off of social media. I used to feel, I'm going to be honest, embarrassed about it. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like a 30-something-year-old on social media. Like, that's lame. But it's so much different than when I first started coaching in 2013. I was doing all the meetup groups. I was traveling to Seattle. I was in Portland. I was in Central Oregon. I was bouncing around. I was doing a lot of footwork. I was doing a lot of networking, a lot of wasted time at coffees. And it was exhausting. Flyers, meetup groups, all these things, it was exhausting. And so the fact that we have many social media platforms, and you guys, which one should you focus on? The one that you will actually do. There's so many different ways. You don't have to show up on a live. You don't have to show up on a social audio app, but whatever works for you is what's going to work for you. And if you leverage it, you literally get free access to millions of people around the world who are your ideal clients, no matter what your niche is. So just know that the more you talk, you get out there and you're consistent, the more that you leverage social media, the more opportunity you're going to see to create more sources of income, right? The more opportunity you're going to see to turn your passion into profits. Even if you have a physical business, if you have no business, or if you're just sitting here right now going, I still don't know what that thing is, just know that the more you put yourself out there, the more information you get, the more social listening you do, you will hear what your clients need. Leverage social media in whatever aspect that is for you. Go out there, research, listen, go to groups, comment on other people's stuff. And those are going to be the best ways for you to find your new client and to dig even deeper into what it is that you want to do. And just know that if you don't know yet, right? If you're watching this on Facebook Live, if you're in my VIP lounge, if you don't quite know what that next thing is, the way to find out is to go do, is to go take beautiful, aligned action. And now that we know what are my passion, what are my skills, and what are the needs that people have, and what are my archetypes, you can now align yourself to all of that. And so every decision I make is based off of that. When you know these foundational pieces of you, of your company, of your business, of what you want to bring into the world, you can now make decisions easier, right? You can make decisions easier, quicker, and in alignment. One of the things I promised in this masterclass is that you will know how to take aligned action today, right now. And so what is that for you? Take a minute and write that down for you. What is your commitment to your aligned action based on the things that you've learned today? What is your commitment to aligned action? And if you don't quite know yet, what is my foundation? What is my core values? What is my key drivers? Just know that most of us are driven by significance, lifelong learning. We want to have either uncertainty, so like newness, exploration, or some of us are driven by certainty. right? We want to know, we want to have that information, and just know that a lot of your clients are going to have those same core values. Maybe you want love. Maybe you want contribution. We're all driven by these different types. And when you know that about yourself, it is a lot easier to take aligned action, because I know that if I am driven by something, I want to say yes to something because I want to be significant. I want to be a piece of what's going on. I want to be a part of what's going on, right? I'm the type of person that I can't just be a part of an organization. I've got to be the president and the leader and do all these things. Knowing that about myself, I get to take a step back and say, but is this really in alignment with my vision, or am I just seeking the next level of excitement, the next level of significance, the next level of contribution, right? So it's in these moments where we get to take a look at this, our passion, and how to create the profit from our passion is, gosh, I just said this to a client the other day, but to be the next level of leader, which I know you do, because you're here committed today. This is your biggest, time is your biggest commitment that you will never get back. Your edge, your next level of leadership lies in you saying no to more things over a consistent period of time. When we learn to say no to the things that are not in alignment with our passion, that are not in alignment with our skill and what the world needs from us, when we can focus and take that aligned, beautiful action, then we end up saying no to a lot more things. But when we say no to one thing that doesn't fit, the thing that isn't our key driver, we get to say yes to building the beautiful profits from our passion that we truly desire. So let me know, you guys, in the comments or in the group, if you guys want to share in the group later today, I would love to see, what is your beautiful aligned action and what is your commitments? If you're ready to make a commitment to consistency today, I would love to hear that. Even if it's, I'm going to put out a reel once a week on Instagram that is aligned to my brand archetype, that is aligned to calling in those beautiful aligned clients. What is your commitment to action? Is it that I'm going to actually be consistent on social media? I'm going to make 5 offers in my company a week for the rest of the year. I'm going to commit this month for the next 3 months, right? Stay in the step you're in. I often draw out a 3-month plan and say, for 3 months, this is what we're focused on. This 3 months, it's this thing. And I say, okay, great. Let's go full out. Let's play full out. Let's commit. Let's do it. Let's get accountable. Let's say that we're going to do it. Let's create a vision. Let's go for it for 3 months. It doesn't mean forever, right? This doesn't have to be my passion forever. Get to change our mind. We get to refocus, and we get to learn more information and adjust. We get to do that. So if you're looking for permission, this is your permission. If you are too much, go be too much. If you're shy and you don't see yourself on camera, then go do that. If you fumble over words or you're not a great speller, go do it. Just know that, we are going to make mistakes. We get to readjust. We get to re-aim. And at the end of the day, if you can really, truly say, I'm standing on my pillars of belief, I'm aligning my passion, I'm aligning my skill, and I'm aligning what the world needs, then that's the only thing we have to measure by. The results will come, the success will come, the money will come. Trust the process, and you are going to create beautiful, incredible profits from your unique, amazing, incredible passions. All right, you guys. So adieu to my Facebook group. Mwah. I love you so much. And let me know what you got from this. Love to hear from you guys. And then I'm going to stop the live stream here and hop on with my VIPs.